Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxtail, on the panel. Is my mate Bridge, man. How we doing, Bridge?
Oh, brilliant, pal. Can I say a huge big good evening to you? A big good evening to the guys in the lobby, and a massive good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening to Rangers Radio. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Listen, mate, I've got something to tell me, but you need to promise me you'll not tell anybody.
Has it got anything to do with Foxy?
Well,
don't answer that, just tell me.
Well, he took all his gear out of the fan zone, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And they took all his stuff off him, which was superb, but they refused to take the white leather jacket.
Oh, you're joking?
No. Even they wouldn't have it. Anyway, we move on. Anyway,
it'd be a stand, wouldn't it? It'd be a stand who's down outside Ibrox with a leather jacket in his hand. Here we go. They want to buy this.
Nah, I said sorry. Gotta take that, so.
I won't say it to him anyway.
Anyway. Hey, how we doing, mate? What's your initial thoughts on Saturday's performance and result? First of all, the result, Bridget. But I think it's one of the games which was all about the result, and we got the result. And we can pick holes, we can look for positive, negatives, whatever you like. But it was about the result, and we won it.
I think to be honest, it was a marvellous game. But I think to be very honest, and let's get right down to the nitty-gritty here, and we hear people saying that Rangers scored 3 goals because Hearts gave you the ball or made mistakes or whatever. The truth of the matter is, if you took all the chances that both sides had, Rangers could have ended up very close to double figures there, and they had 4 chances against us, and our goalkeeper made 3 really good saves. Really well, one was a block, and the other 3 were good saves. And that was it. Other than that, Rangers were massively better than them. They had one, shall we say, one huge guy up front, big, strong fella, and he gave her, the first 20 minutes, he gave her...
Awkward customer, Bridge.
That's right, he gave them a torrid time of it, but once they settled that down and started getting to understand his runs, you know that yourself when you're playing, you always watch the way the other team play. Once the Rangers defenders got a grip of that in their head, they started getting them. I tell you what, Rangers were brilliant. Second half, of course, we took the foot off the gas a bit.
After the loss, more show, if you like. But we'll take the start again, Bridge. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say controversial start, but an interesting start there. Obviously, that would reminded you of your day when you were coming out playing everybody on side.
Uh-huh.
And then the boy. Time seemed to stand still. Ibrox sort of, I would say, sort of muted celebration because everybody's looking, everybody's thinking it's going to be offside. What's happened here? The next time, goal, back to the halfway line. Everybody, what a start there!
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right about in the olden days that you had to play from dead balls anyway that are coming kind of straightish. You had to be, if you're in line of defence, you set that line and everybody moves out at the one time. And Hearts actually did that with less than 10 seconds. As soon as the guy starts his run up, they run out, and that leaves everybody. It's supposed to leave everybody there, so it doesn't matter who touches the ball; they're going to be offside. But unfortunately for them, we Morelos hung back a bit, and the big fella, is it Capu, whatever his name is it Capu or something like that? And he hung back with him, and he was guarding him and forgot it was Davies' team, and of course Morelos just planted the ball down on the ground and just passed it over. And young Kent ran in and smashed in the net for about 5 seconds.
We've been critical of Morelos at times, Bridge, and honest as well, I think, but he made it easy and the ball ended up back in the net. A wee bit of maturity there. I know it's only a wee 5-side fit pass, simple pass for the boy to pass it in, but he has made mistakes before in front of goal, if I'm being honest, but he showed a wee bit of maturity there that it's looking good for him going forward. It can be frustrating, but the last 6 goals, mate, in the 2 games, he's been involved in them.
He's been there, isn't he? He's been there. You know, you're talking about maturity. Absolutely. I mean, it's only the first 2 minutes of the game, yeah? And the ball comes across like that, and all of a sudden it's only him with the goalkeeper. Invariably, in the past, he would have tried to smash it and put it past him, you know? But wonderful thoughts, pushing the ball across. And I was actually, we're looking at it today and on the TV, and I'm looking to see if indeed Kent had ran offside in any way, shape or form. but it wasn't anywhere near it. So well done to Rangers. They outsmarted them, and hard luck to Hearts. That's all I can say. But we absolutely leathered them anyway. We absolutely leathered them.
We got the goal, and then we gone forward. We looked. It was an exciting game, Bridge, and a decent contest. You know, you could watch games. You could watch games like that, Ibrox, every week. Yeah. You know, you're getting if you won 3-1 and that was a fair on offer out of the piece, you would accept that. Eh?
Oh, 100%, 100%. That look, Hearts played very well considering, but their style of play is not good to the eye when they're defending, but look all right going forward because they're passionate. They're passionate about the game, and they're no bad passing. But I think we allowed them, and we're back to this: who did what? We allowed them to get some passes through our defence, and Naismith. Absolutely, it just broke in there, and he had a wee chance at the goalkeeper managed to block.
That came for Arfield for me, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. We made a wee mistake. They grabbed it,
and he had a simple ball to play back to the thrower. It was too short on it, and I don't want to be overly critical of Arfield because I think he does some good things, but sometimes he can be a wee bit lackadaisical, and that's an observation, not a criticism. I don't know what you're thinking yourself.
No, you know, everybody. I think everybody I've spoken to about him, they like Arfield. He's a sort of he's like 90% of his games great for us. The other 10% for some reason or other is just it might be a quality thing. You know, it's just that's when the bad passes come in, or the poor passes, or the ball breaks badly for him. You know, he's no thinking right, whatever you want to call it. You know, and yeah, you're right when he sort of. He lost the ball out in the wing, and all of a sudden, they're 2 or 3 passes later, they're actually in our box and managed to get the ball what looked like through one of our defenders' legs, and Naismith got into the goalkeeper managed to block that. But that shows you how quickly and how well they played. And I have to say this: overall, the whole game, I thought that Rangers catered for Naismith very, very well.
Right, very quick.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, McGregor made that save, and then a few minutes later, they burst in their left, their right, and the big fella. He sort of left Worrell a wee bit, and his slipstream comes in. Looks like a decent effort, and McGregor made a marvellous save, mate.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Another marvellous save. But then we were getting into the game, and it was wave after wave of attack at pace. They were putting it for corners, last-ditch tackles. And then the whole attitude of the team shone through. Candia shuts their full-back down, steals the ball off him, plays it into Morelos. And I'm going to say something here, Bridge, and obviously we'll ask the callers there for you tonight. Morelos scores that goal. I don't think he scores that goal 6 months ago, mate. I really don't.
Absolutely not. His confidence is sky high. That was an outrageous goal. An outrageous goal. The way Rangers did that boy Candias took that ball after that guy as nice as you like, managed to get himself a wee yard in front of him and pushed a beautiful ball right, really tempting for the defender to move his leg. Now, I don't know whether the defender, couldn't move his foot or indeed was feared to in case he put it in the net himself, I'm not dead sure which. I'll give him the due and say he couldn't move his foot. He was planted on it. And that ball just beautiful for, oh my goodness gracious, to run in and back flick the ball like that. Just fabulous. High quality.
Anyway, Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you'll be brought into the call. And what can they talk about, Bridgeman?
They can talk about anything, Glasgow Rangers. If they want to talk about anything else, we need to get a hold of Fox.
That Fox might be a bit tied up for a while.
Exactly.
Maybe a bit tied up. He's not up to anything, he's just busy.
Busy bee.
Look, I think he's on that gum tree trying to get rid of a white leather jacket, mate.
I love it.
It'd be great to hear if people get their thoughts on the game, where we are actually. Two great results. Does it make the Livingston game even more disappointing, or is it the Livingston game and the hiccup it's drove us on to the 2 results, Bridge,
Yeah, well, actually, what you're saying latterly is probably more true than the former. I think that the managers made a wee, shall we say, a quiet statement in saying that even although we did well in the last 2 games, we've done brilliantly well. We've got our points in both the Europa League and our own league. But that doesn't take away for the damage that was done in the Livingston game. No way. That was just a very poor performance. By the manager saying, a very poor performance, and we won't forget that. We can't. So there you go. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted. It was just fantastic. And the first half, we were just outstanding. Once again, we're outstanding.
Anyway, we've been joined with our first caller of the evening. Evening, Mount. How is one?
Good evening, guys. Evening, Brisbane.
Hi, Mount.
How you doing, guys?
All right, mate. Well, I take it you want to talk about yesterday's ball game, mate. What was your thoughts?
Very impressive. First half for me, guys. Quality of play. With Alfredo's goal. We matched up to them physically. And then, as the manager said, if they wanted a award, we gave them an award. But no, very, very impressive. Last 2 results. Incredibly proud of the team, the way they're going. Slightly disappointed, obviously, the international break coming up with the idea. I'd like to maybe in a couple of games to get things, get the momentum going. But in a positive note, maybe gives us a wee bit of a chance to rest the legs going forward.
I think I'll be really honest with you. If we're serious about this, I think we're going to take 15 out of 15 before we even discuss. I think the next 5 league games are winnable, man. Yeah,
no, I think you're absolutely right. Obviously, I think we had a hard start to the league. Let's be fair. 2 late goals would have been probably a wee bit different. We would have been, if we didn't have the 2 late goals, as it stands now, we would have been top of the league. But that's football.
Point behind, mate. Point behind.
Yeah, sorry, beg pardon. Point behind. But that's football. I think we. I think we've got, as you said, we've got a good run of games now. It's vitally important that we get the away form going, that we start getting. I think Ibrox is a fortress now, Oxford, but I think we've got to see it, see the away performances now. Team's been unlucky on a couple of occasions, but it's vitally important that we get this away form going in the right direction.
Bridgeman, it's a bit early to say it's a fortress, but we've scored goals at Ibrox. We've played well over the piece, and the punters are enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I've been saying it for the last number of years. We really need to find a formula that helps us out to make, and the staff, of course, we need the players to make Ibrox the fortress that we all would love it to be, and make teams, no matter who they are or where they come from, a bit wary of coming out and trying to play their own game. Ibrox are going to have to come out and play really, really well to get past us, and that's where we are at the moment. I don't think we're the finished article in any way, shape or form. There might be another 2, possibly even 3 transfer windows before the manager gets everything to the level he wants at. But right now, we are a really, really potent force at Ibrox and playing very well indeed. Very well. So well done to the manager and his staff. Brilliant. And of course the players.
What's impressed you, Mount? Is it the pace? Is it the slick passing? Is it the organisation? Is it the fitness? Is it the desire? Is it a combination of a million things?
I think the biggest thing, the difference in this team to last season for me is the application and the attitude of the players. I think you see that across the board, that we've got a desire to win, got a desire to get to win first and foremost. I think the key thing as well, as you touched on it there, was the fitness levels. I thought we were absolutely outstanding yesterday in terms of fitness levels, considering how much we'd put into the game. It was an unchanged team. And considering how much we put into the Thursday's game, with the intensity and the magnitude of that game, to then go play the top of the table Hearts, who come to Ibrox flying, to commit the traps so quickly, so direct, was very impressive. I thought the second goal epitomised that for Diaz, and Oxford, as I said, I think if we can get our away form right, I think the home form will take care of itself, because yesterday's atmosphere as well was fantastic. I've got to say as well, I thought we got right behind the team, but I think you're right. It's a combination of things, Oxford, that's interesting the fans, and I think, as you said earlier as well, last week was maybe the Livingston was just to kick up the backside that we needed, perhaps, you know.
You've got to go in the park with the right attitude, mate. Well, I think we didn't deserve a lot for the Livingston game. We never played well, but we can't say we've not played well the last 2 games, Mount.
Oh, the performance on Thursday was absolutely outstanding. Don't let the Tims or the media, it's probably the same thing, but tell you any different. They were a good side, that mob at Rapid Vienna. They were a right good technical European side with dangerous players in their side. Technically the first 20-30 minutes, technically two very good European style teams figuring each other out. But no, it was very, very good performances last 2 games, Oxford. That Hearts side are a very, very physical team as well. And they came for a kicking match, so they did. I know Bridgeman's comments earlier in the show was similar to that, but it's they came physically, and you could see that with their player wanting to get sent off as well. You know, there was a lot of yellow cards in that game. But no, I thought just very impressive. We've got our team back, Oxford, now. I really do. I think we've got our Rangers back, you know.
But we're getting there, mate. No, we've no silverware yet. But
no.
But we're getting there, and you can see improvement, which we didn't have before, you know. Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you're brought into the call by the one and only Fox. And if anybody's interested in a white leather jacket, maybe speak to them and come online.
It's going cheap, I heard.
Should have seen him at that bistro yesterday, by the way. He was trying to walk about and try to sell it to people, and just need to be.
You're joking.
Oh, he was that.
He's a sorry man, isn't he?
That skipper and that Cumbrian, he'd back you up. You know, he was trying to sell it to Cumbrian. Cumbrian wasn't having it, and he was.
So CV didn't have it. Did you not want it?
No.
Wow. Because I did see him
Skipper tried. I've been told by a good source that Skipper tried the ointment out of the pocket and pulled out 10 woodbine.
We say that Skipper kept talking about a claw hammer jacket for some reason, so I don't know.
Claw hammer jacket? Oh my God!
So that brings
memories back. I'll tell you.
Memories, Bridge, memories.
It takes plenty of a claw hammer jacket, was that?
I bet that's the first time you've seen a white leather safari jacket as well.
Oh, I know.
Oh, brilliant.
The wee woman in Scott.
So, the catalyst for the whole thing for me is the manager, Bridge. The players win your matches, but the managers at the moment is Mount's a bit young to remember the Souness era, maybe even the Advocate times when he came in, the impact they've had. And this millennium, I don't know anybody that's had that impact in our club in such a short space of time. Bridgeman?
I think that the manager has been absolutely superb for us, and he's given the players that he's brought in, he's given them the freedom to go out and express themselves, and the players that he inherited, he's given them that new lease of life that's required, and they're all starting to meld together, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. And they're all getting the confidence that they've got we've got a great manager, and they're getting confidence from that. And we've got a really good management team and coaching staff and the whole lot that the manager brought in. And it's wonderful to be part of it. And we want it to, shall we say, in my words, keep it all going. That's what we desperately need. But Mount was saying earlier on, you want to be able to translate some of this good feeling into sort of away games. Even if we, shall we say, don't start winning every game away, we have to start, our performances must get better. And when they get better, we'll start to win games. Now, it might just come in a rush and we start winning all the games, but I've got my doubts about that. But, I'll never say they won't win them. But it would be brilliant if we get up our performances, because the last one we played was horrendous.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm expecting 15 out of 15 when I'm looking at the next 5 fixtures. Start with Hamilton away. Honestly, I'm being really honest with that.
I don't think that's an unfair. I don't think that's unfair, Oxford. I think we've it's 5 winnable games for us, and I tell you what, if we can do that, we'll not be far away. I don't think, Oxford. I think we've got. Well, this is, as you said, it's a wee run we've got to go on. A run of champions, and I think it'll be. They've got a few days off, but in a couple of weeks' time it starts at Hamilton. Got to get there. Got to get there with that level of attitude again. We got with that attitude and that application. Then there's no reason why we can't win the 5 fixtures with the correct application.
Right, as I said, the people want to join us. It's 041 356.
Hey, 0141.
0141.
Right,
So
okay.
major. 356 1972. Or where else can they join us, Grandad?
Excuse me. They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Fox will see, make sure they come in okay, and he'll look after them.
We've got a caller coming in. I don't know if he's into talking about the football or making an offer.
No, I want to know what he had for dinner.
No, I want having an offer for the coat. How we doing, Rudy?
Oh, that
Evening,
might
Rudy.
be.
How we doing? Yeah. Hi guys, how we doing?
Evening, Rudy.
Evening, Mounted Bridge.
Rudy, are you going to tell us what you had for your dinner, and do you want the jacket?
I'm not interested in the jacket.
It's no a dinner jacket.
And it's not a clawhammer jacket either, Rudy. It's not a clawhammer jacket.
I don't see myself in a white leather safari jacket. I don't know how Mrs. Rudy would think about that. You know what I mean?
But just a white leather safari jacket.
Well,
Nothing else, Rudy.
Maybe just that with a dicky bow. You know what I mean?
One of them ones that spins.
Your spinny one. That would suit the jacket, wouldn't it? It would go well with it.
How are we doing, Rudy? Give your thoughts.
I thought yesterday was an excellent performance, really good professional performance, and what I liked about the game as well. So his Hearts actually tried; they came to play as well.
It was a game, mate. It was a game.
Very enjoyable game to watch. I think they tried to throw their weight about a wee bit. They've got some really good players, Hearts. I mean, they've had an absolutely blinding start to the season. Fair play to Hearts. They've done so well up until yesterday. Hadn't lost a game in the league, had they? So, it was a good game, good professional performance. But the man that's impressing me more and more as the weeks go by is young Ryan Kent. I just love that boy. He just seems to be. Every time he gets the ball, he just wants to drive us forward, and he's an absolute nightmare. I mean, yesterday, I don't know how many times, and against Rapid as well, Thursday night, he goes by players for fun. I mean, he doesn't just go by 1 or 2 players, he goes by 3 and 4 of them at a time, and he's great at carrying the ball onto the edge of that 18-yard box for us, creating uncertainty in the opposing defences. Don't know what he's going to do. He'll have a shot occasionally. Sometimes he'll lay the ball off to somebody maybe in a better position than him. But I think he's having a great game. Alfredo, I mean, that goal he scored yesterday, I don't know how many times I've watched that. Thursday night, the back heel for Candace for Alfie's goal, was just superb. And then yesterday,
same two players.
Morelos looks like he's playing with total confidence right now. I mean, such a cheeky way of scoring a goal. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. So everything's looking good, and it makes the Livingston result all that more frustrating when you look how they've played on Thursday night and then how they played yesterday. And I know there's not much we can do about the Livingston result now. That's gone. On the performance. Had that been a game where we rattled the bar 3 or 4 times, and their goalkeeper had an absolute blinder, you could hold your hands up and say, this happens, it's just the way it goes, it's football for you. But we didn't even compete against them. That was the annoying thing. When you look at the Thursday night against Rapid, how, especially in that second half, I mean, the doubters in the media, I mean, all you have to look at, you can see the stuff that the Rapid Vienna captain had to say about Rangers in the papers in Austria, what they were saying about Rangers, giving Rangers loads of credit for their fitness, the way they moved the ball at pace, the way right up to the last minute of the game they were attacking at pace and all that, and we've done the same thing yesterday. All right, 3-0 up, half-time, you take your foot off the gas a wee bit. I thought we did that a wee bit in the second half. But look, you're 3-0 up at half-time, you've won the game. The game's won. As long as you don't do anything majorly stupid in the second half, 3-0 up, I'll take that every single week, Ox, 3-0 by half-time.
Yep, I think you're right. But we've also been joined by Cushy. Once again, I don't know if he's in for a bid for a jacket or he's into talking about yesterday again. Evening, Cushy. How we doing, mate?
Evening, guys. How are we?
Hi, Cushy.
Yeah, I'm not bidding for the jacket. Definitely not.
Oh, come on, Cushy.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'll go with the rest of my wardrobe.
If we raffled it, mate, it'd be one of the prizes everybody kept putting back in. No thanks. Redraw. Perfect 90 minutes, Cushy. The last second half against Rapid, the first half against Hearts.
I think you're probably right in that 90-minute spell. I think it was we played some absolutely superb football. I think that the way I viewed it was, I think Craig Levein just came out and thought he had a bit of a free hit at us. We've been quite comfortably clear at the top of the league. I think he felt he could come out and say, right, let's have a go here and see if we can come away with 3 points. And I think that kind of helped us a little bit, because there was no room for anybody to get to start the game slowly in any way, shape or form, because it was 100 mile an hour stuff right from the get go, and I think that probably helped to kick us into gear a little bit. I thought the 3 goals that we took were excellent goals, but for the first half hour, 35 minutes, the game could quite easily have been about 3-2, 4-2 to us. I think if Connor Golson had put that chance in at the back post, so it was a really open game, which is not like Craig Levein. He's the exponent of the 5-5 system when he was a Scotland manager. I think you don't imagine him to come out all guns blazing at Ibrox, but fair play to him this time. He obviously felt he had the manpower to do it, and came out and gave it a go. And it was a really good game to watch. Particularly since we could score we could score our chances and they couldn't. So I would love a lot more teams to come to Ibrox with that mindset. To be honest with you, the issue is obviously that if they see that they keep getting hammered, and we're scoring chances and they're not, then they start to shut up, stop, and park the bus, etc. But great game to watch. I thought the first half was a really good advert for Scottish football, and I was just delighted that we get the 3 points in the manner that we did, because it wasn't as if we just crawled over the line or anything like that. 3-0 up within 32 minutes, and essentially, for the most part, cruising it for the rest of it is a really good market to put down for the guys at the top of the league.
You're here, mate. You're here. Well said, mate. I've just been sent a message. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Mount. We've also got to give praise to Alan McGregor, mate, because goals and saves change matches, and he had 2 crackers when we were only winning 1-0.
I thought his 2 saves, I thought particularly the one for the big boy up front was absolutely world class. I thought it was Alan McGregor's worth 10 to 15 points this season for us, Oxford, and he just pulls off big saves at big times for us. And no disrespect to Wes or even Jack Annick, but McGregor's a different level of goalkeeper. In my opinion, McGregor's the best goalkeeper in Scotland, and for me, Oxford, he really is worth a good 10 to 15 points a season for us. He's going to be massive for us. He's world class in my opinion at times. Just some of the saves he pulls off.
Rudy?
I agree with Mount 100%. Said that at the beginning of the season. With McGregor in between the posts, he'll get his 12 to 15 points a season, I said, and I saw absolutely nothing that's changed my mind couple of great saves yesterday. Yeah, he's just there when you need him. He's there. It's what he does. It's what he done first time round, and he's just carried on from where he left off, in my opinion. I also agree 100% with Mount as far as being the best goalkeeper in Scotland. He's the best goalkeeper in Scotland by a country mile, in my opinion. And I'm so glad we got him back, because he's probably even though being our goalkeeper, he's also at the heart of everything that Steven Gerrard's trying to build. He's trying to build from the back through into the midfield and to the front. And for me, you need a goalkeeper that has standing, and Wes, has done admirably when he's come in the cup games and stuff. But Wes is not ever going to be as good as Alan McGregor. It's as simple as that. Wes is never going to be an international goalkeeper to the standard, and he's never going to reach the standard, in my opinion, that Alan McGregor has and continues to do on a weekly basis for us. So he's always, great to have him back, and he's our first choice goalie, and so he should be as well.
Bridgeman, sometimes when you have sort of positive performance, it is the goalkeepers that give you the platform to go in and win the match.
Well, he's the best. They're part of the concrete base you've got, isn't it? Your what do you call it? What can you call them again? I can't remember the word, but you know what I mean. They're the foundation. The foundation I'm looking for. So the goalkeeper's a must. And McGregor, just like Rudy says, I can't disagree with anything he said there. McGregor's been wonderful for us. Even though I put my hand up, I was one of the ones that initially didn't want him to come back. We didn't want Rangers to go and get these boys that left us. But he's come in and he's done everything in his powers to help Rangers, and he's just helping us. I don't know how many points is going to be good for us. I'll take Rudy's word for it. He thinks maybe 14, 15, I think Rudy said. That'll be brilliant. And he's already got some of them already this season. And he's got us right through to the the Europa League group stages with his wonderful saves. And what can you say? What a great keeper. What a great keeper. And, I can't say any more. I agree with everything Rudy said as well.
Cushy, any thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I think he just makes big, important saves for us. At really important times. And it's something that Foderingham never seemed to be able to do for us. The boy was a decent goalkeeper, but when it came to the big, important moments in matches, we just seemed to lose a goal. And that doesn't happen with McGregor. You look at the away game in Villarreal when he went down to his right and saved that boy's shot. That was a fantastic save. And he made two saves within a very short period of time against Hearts as well. So, it's just big, important saves at really important times in a match. And but
all right, we move on to the back four. Lost the goal unluckily on Thursday night. Mount a different style of play that we've not seen all season. Move on to the back four. Lost a goal for a free kick with a few minutes, about 20 minutes to go approximately. But with the piece, we were pretty steady, but a couple of slack plays, gave them a couple of chances. But once he got the grips with the big fella, we dominated, got in front of him, gave the ball to the midfield and kept the ball away from him. That meant that they were doing their job. And a shout out to the boy Flanagan. I thought he had an excellent game, in my opinion. Yeah. Mount?
Yeah, I mean, that big boy was a handful, wasn't he? We were pretty good. We limited the chances that Hearts had. I felt Flanagan was absolutely outstanding defensively. He's that type of player that we as Rangers supporters love. He was a Kevin Thompson type, sort of, hard tackling, sort of, everything going into the tackle, and I absolutely love players like that. Some of his tackles, but the crowd, it got the crowd going. As I said, I love that type of commitment and passion for the boy. But I thought defensively we were a wee bit better, a wee bit suspect for the goal. But we're getting there, Ulster. I think we're getting there for last week.
Hi, the back four. Maybe there'll be some people thinking Bridgeman, Worrell playing, obviously Flanagan playing, but the manager's got it right again. Oh, who's doing the banging? Go on mute.
Sorry.
Bridgeman. Yeah,
I think the two central defenders had initially got a wee bit of a torrid time with the big fella, and he was able to he was able supported by some of the others, and they were big fellas, and Naismith had quite a good first 10 minutes. After that, we started to get a grip of the ball and hold it, and our defence played better and better and better. And I think, apart from the goal that they got, I think that was the only time, after the first 20 minutes of the game, I think that was the only time they actually really threatened our goal. I think that there was one guy got through, it was Jim. He came through there, a lovely, powerful shot. The goalkeeper saved, so forgive me, I made a mistake there. But other than that...
Was that no Fat Larry's man that sung that?
Fat Larry's. But no, seriously, it was really, really good. A great display by the central defenders. I think Worrell was really, really starting to shape himself for it to be a key member of our midfield, or our defence rather. And I think that young Katic is going to have a hard job replacing him, to be honest. And I thought it was the opposite. I thought Katic had been playing really well, and I thought Worrell would struggle. But my goodness gracious, Worrell's come on to it. The only time he sort of faltered a wee bit, twice rather, he faltered, is when that Piazzu, whatever his name is, Piazzu, managed to outmuscle him coming down the left. We spoke a wee bit earlier, and he had a good shot at the goal. And the header, I don't know, it wasn't Ek Piazzu, but the header in, but the guy that scored the goal. I thought that Worrell should have done better with that. And I also think the goalkeepers have come out and punched that ball, to be honest with you.
Cushy, there's the defensive pairing, central defensive pairing, obviously, I think Macy's would have had Katic back in, but ultimately we've won the games 3-1, and the manager's not to be... He's the man that makes the calls, that's where he gets the big bucks for. But when you watch...
I was reading today that... I was reading today Katic is withdrawn for the under-21s, Croatia under-21 squad, because he's injured, and Barisic is struggling with a hamstring injury as well, I think, and he's looking doubtful for the game against England. Was it Spain? I can't remember who the Croatia are playing, but
England on Friday.
So it's either there's a potential. It's a really good decision by Steven Gerrard, but I think maybe his hand has been forced in terms of the fact that the boys have struggled for their fitness. I think that, for me, it shows how far we've came in 12 months, with the fact that actually we can lose a centre half and a left back to injury, and we can bring in two guys with Flanagan, Alexa Flanagan and Worrell, who can do the job that they've done for us. So all the good. I think we needed, to be honest, I think against Hearts I would probably have played at least Flanagan anyway, because he's just a bit more robust, I think, than Barisic. And that Hearts team, are a big physical, strong team, and I think it probably suited Flanagan more than it did Barisic. But it's all the good that we've got players that we can move about in the back four, and if we have got injuries such as we have to Katic and Barisic, that we've got guys that come in and do a really good job for us. I mean, they're not just, let's be honest, Worrell and Flanagan, I don't think are just make weights. They are really, really pushing to be first team regulars in this Rangers team. And I think that is to be applauded, because for a long time we've struggled for competition, particularly in the back four. So long may that continue, because for me, competition throughout the team makes for a better team.
But to be fair to say, Rudy, that Flanagan was involved in arguably the move of the match, mate, when he got the ball, he broke up the park, and Kent rolled him in, and he hit it well enough to go and made a good save.
Well, he did, I thought Flanagan was absolutely top class yesterday. My kind of fullback, wholehearted tackles, and as I think it was Mount just said there, it's kind of tackles that gets the bears up on their feet, and that's what we want to see, a bit of blood and snotters for fullbacks, give me that all day long. I said weeks ago that I liked Flanagan. Nothing's changed for me. I still like him. I think his performances the last couple of games has been excellent. He gets he gets up and down the left better than what I thought he would, but it's his tackling and his defending for me. He's a proper fullback, so he is. I think with the goal yesterday, I kind of watched it a few times. Goldson and Worrell kind of got themselves caught under the ball a wee bit. I thought, we're kind of... they went to sleep a wee bit for a few seconds, they weren't as concentrated as they should have been. But Flanagan for me, I had a wee bit. I don't know if you remember or not, last week I went on one a wee bit about meddling about with the defence. I just was saying I wouldn't do it again. Barisic has got to be in the left back, and you've got to have Katic beside Goldson and stick with the four of them. All right, Stephen Gerrard's hand has been pushed a wee bit, as far as Flanagan and Worrell goes. But I tell you what, my God, in the last couple of games, the boys haven't put in really good performances. And it's because you were saying there, what a different stage sort of the last couple of seasons when we basically, you look at some of the defenders and defending, from game to game, and that was just absolutely shocking in the last couple of seasons. We've got defenders now that know how to defend. They're classy, they're good at what they do, they concentrate. They're good as a unit. Flanagan for me, as far as fullbacks go, proper fullbacks go, Flanagan's the best fullback at the club right now. He's not I've gone forward, maybe, but as proper fullback, he's the
Can
best.
I clarify
fullback.
that? Maybe the best defending fullback, perhaps.
That's exactly what I was saying. Mount, he's the best defending fullback at the club. He's better than Barisic and he's better than Tav by miles. As far as defending goes. All right, he'll never give you what Tav gives you, and probably Barisic as well when he's fully fit. As far as getting up in the park goes, and dances. But as far as defending goes, he's better than the two of them, in my opinion.
Can I come in an Ox?
Of course you can, Bridge.
I just want to say...
Fox is just fell off his chair, but...
Oh dear. As far as I'm concerned, Flanagan, when he was brought into the club, obviously he's only 25 or maybe just over 25, 26 maximum. And he's been a free transfer, and Gerrard's brought him in, and by goodness, as it turns out now, what a marvellous signing. I'm a big supporter of Flanagan. I was hoping that somewhere along the line, if at that time we were talking about selling Tavernier, I thought Flanagan would slot in there to the right back. And, we've made a couple of excuses for him because sometimes his positioning was as a right back when he's actually playing at a left back. It kind of leaves him out of position or out of his standing is wrong, so quite awkward for him sometimes. But my goodness gracious, the last couple of games he's had there, he's really, really shone. And I agree with Rudy. Once again, I agree with Rudy 100%. To me, I'm not being funny. I think I love Kent, and I thought Kent had a fabulous game for us. But I really think somewhere, maybe the defender in me says, I thought that Flanagan was a man of the match. That's really and truly, that's how I'm feeling.
Do you mean defendant?
Well, maybe that as well. But he had a wee bit personal troubles. He's gotten over them. It looks like he's getting all the trust. I was talking about the manager creating the trust in the players, and the players trusting the manager, and that's starting to shine through. And let him keep it going. That's what I want to see. Keep it going.
He's also been played at a position as well, Bridge. He's not.
I've seen that. For sometimes it's a bit awkward. Rudy, sometimes he's a wee bit awkward when you see him stand and the ball comes to him and he's approaching it, and he's approaching it like a right back, but in fact he should be trying to approach it to as a left back, and all of a sudden the ball goes the wrong way or something like that. But other than that, well, what a player! Lovely run, as Ox pointed out there, a beautiful run. And excuse me, if he'd have been a true left back with a left foot, he might have scored a goal there. I
think you hit it well enough, Bridge.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Yeah.
And you come, Rudy, you coming in there, mate?
No, I was just going to, just as I was saying there, he's playing at a position just now. But what a great option to have, touch wood, that Tav doesn't get suspended or injured or anything like that. Because as much as I like Flanagan, I would always play Tav at right back. It's as simple as that. Because there's no full back at the club going to give you what Tav gives you. You look at his assists, you look at his goals. You look at the connection that he had, the wee partnership he's got with Candace. The two of them are fantastic. And Candace, by the way, for me in the last couple of games has been absolutely immense, I think, in the last couple of games. But you look at his partnership he's got with Candace on the right-hand side of the park there. I would always play Tav at right back. It's as simple as that. But what a great option to have, just in case that you might have to, Tav might have to come off for some reason or whatever. You can put Flanagan out to the right there, I just think he's a really, really, really great fullback for me. And I just think he's getting better and better, Flanagan.
For a free transfer, Rudy, fabulous. For a free transfer, absolutely fabulous.
He'll be on decent money, but he has been well spotted. And look, he's really improved our squad. Cushy. I just want to turn the... While we're talking about defence, Connor Goldson, I think the international break might have came at the right time for him. He's hardly missed a minute for us. All the European ties, the intensity playing for Rangers, plastic pitches, all the big games at Ibrox, thick and fast.
Well, he doesn't miss a game, does he? Do you know what I mean? So he's and he's obviously Gerrard's number one choice in the back four. So yeah, I think it is. You know, I think the trick Steven Gerrard has got is for the rest of the season is actually bringing in maybe Katic and Worrell together and giving Golson a rest at some points during the season. You know, I think the big man's been absolutely fantastic for us, but I think his distribution in the last couple of matches has just been a little bit, you know, it's been a little bit, you know, it looks a wee bit jaded, just slightly, and his decision making just at the tail end of the Hearts game there when he decided to try and kind of run the ball out of defence and get caught, and the boy had the shot in that McGregor saved. You know, that's very unlike him getting caught in possession like that. You know, so I think he'll be looking forward to his break, definitely. You know, but as I say, once Katic gets back from his injury, Worrell's fit, Golson's fit. You know, I think Golson's slightly better than both of them, but that's three good central defenders that we can mix and match as required, and we still have a good central defensive partnership. So you know, Steven Gerrard said when he came in, he was going to build for the back. You know, he's definitely done that with these three lads. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Golson could probably just do with getting away from football for a good few days and just relaxing and getting back to his mental sharpness that he had when he first joined us.
I think he might have played in every game. I might be wrong when I say that, but I think he must have. He hasn't.
Can't think of one game he's not started in. To be honest with you, I'm really struggling.
Katic and Worrell will start in the game. I'm sure Katic and Worrell started in the game. I can't remember. Was it against Ayr United? Maybe I can't remember now. I'm sure Katic and Worrell started in the game.
They might have started that game. I'll just check it out, Rudy. But
all right,
he's played in all the European games, Mount. That's like 10 European games. The league games. So it's and plus you've got to remember he hadn't came for a base of playing a lot of football.
I think a lot of the players we've got, I mean, even Ryan Kent to an extent, some of the boys at the nerve signings that we've got as well, they're the same next year. I think is you know, for us fans, we want to see the games come thick and fast, but you know, if we can get a wee bit of break, give the guys some time off, and sort of go for there, then we can sort of take it for there. You know, give the guys a wee bit of sort of space and get their head away from football, as you said, and hopefully they can come back fresh. You know.
Aye, but sometimes it's no for people at the right time, Rudy. But I think for maybe Connor, it could be this break.
Aye, you say he's played some huge games for us, hasn't he? And if he has missed a game, I think it's only probably been one, which I'm sure Katic and Worrell did start one. But besides that, you know, he's played some massive games for us. He's been a constant in the team, and he gives you so much as a centre back. You know, he's so cool on the ball. You know, he doesn't. I mean, I know. I think it was Cushy there mentioned the one where he tried to run the ball out for the back and kind of got caught out a wee bit, and the boy had the shot. But in general, he's absolutely solid, you know. And he scored a couple of goals as well, hasn't he? But I think probably we've got to a point now where he could be doing a wee breather for a few days, and it's probably come at the right time. I hate the international break, you know. International football doesn't interest me in the slightest anymore. But I think probably for the sake of getting the boys back that's injuries, you know, like Katic and Barisic as well, it's probably good, you know. I mean, give them a wee rest for a few days, couple of weeks, get them back onto the training field again, you know, and start working on some stuff again with them. But for me, Big Connor Golds has been an absolute star for us since he's come in. I think he's done brilliantly. And if he carries on the way he has done so far, up to this point in the season, then he'll not go far wrong for me.
Are you okay there, Mount? You're not looking very well, Mount. You okay?
All good, Ox, yeah. All
Are you
good.
sure? No, you're looking a bit peaky, son.
I know, I'm good there. Good there.
All right, mate. Just a bit concerned about you.
I'm cautious. Don't worry about that. I'm cautious.
Yes. Just remember that.
Always.
On you go, Cushy. Sorry, mate.
It's just, it sounds a bit strange saying that they'll need rested or some players need rest in October, but when you consider we've played something like 18 games, that's essentially half a Premier League season, and we're only in October, because of all the European games, etc. So that is going to catch up with you eventually, but because I was talking to some people today, they're saying, well, it's only October, why are we resting players, why are we even thinking about resting players, etc. But it's a lot of games. They've been thick and fast. It's Thursdays, Sundays. It's 18 games, which is essentially half a season. It's a lot. We're going to probably look at. I reckon we're probably looking about a 65 game season that we've got coming up. If we go deep in some of the other cup competitions, that is a lot of football. And we will need to rest these players at the appropriate time. There's another point to be said, I think, with Steven Gerrard is maybe changed his first team in his squad at maybe inappropriate times in the last couple of games. But as long as we do it at the right time and we keep the right formations, I think we've got the squad that we can do it. We just need to do it at the right time.
You're right, Rudy. Katic and Worrell did play against their United.
Aye, I thought so, mate. Thought so.
Played very well too. Played very well.
I think that's
together.
the only game that Goldstone's missed. I think it
That's
is.
right. That's right. He was was he on the bench? He might even been on the bench that night. But he never come on anyway. He never come on.
Aye, he was on the bench, mate. Goldstone, but so what's he played? 2 League Cup ties. Well, he's missed one. I think he played at Kilmarnock. So 10 European ties, 8 league games, 19 games he's played in October, mate.
It's a lot, isn't it, for this early in the season?
It took Daniel Prodan 20 years to play that.
But it is a lot, did all this early in the season, and he's played 19 games so far, that's a lot already, and it's like a 60-65 game season if he carries that on. As Cushy was just saying there, but he's going to be a mainstay in the defence. It's simple as that. He's a fantastic big centre back. So he is. He looked a wee bit jaded, I thought, the other day there. Just a couple of decisions that he made, but in general, for us, he's been absolutely outstanding.
Can I just say that not just outstanding? I think he's been absolutely tremendous. Whomever he plays with in the centre back area. Cushy just mentioned there that in Sunday he tried to come across. He came from the right back position with the ball at his feet and started to cut across the pitch. And obviously, I think Naismith challenged him and took it off him or pushed it off him. And that was just crazy. Actually, that ball should have been going up the wing. Don't try these things. He's not that gifted, but he's just been a great player for us, and he's a number one pick for our manager. Our manager's got him as a number one pick, that's for sure. And he's the rock that he's built his defence around. And so far we've needed it, because my goodness gracious, after about 20 minutes in that game there, or maybe even less than that, they started to put the high balls in, and it was just high ball after high ball. It was like, in my mind, it was like watching the Motherwell game. It was like, you know what I mean? It was Livingston the same, Wow.
Once we get the ball down, Bridge, and we were going forward at pace, Cushy.
Aye.
That was your best form of defence, and Sunday was getting the ball down and keeping up their end and putting them under pressure.
Absolutely. But
well, as soon as the analysts in the telly call it the transition now, don't they? Which is a horrible.
Do you want to explain that? Mate?
It's a horrible turn of phrase. I don't know who come up with it, but you can see as soon as we win the ball. Now we are looking to attack immediately. So the ball is going. I watched. Flanagan winning the ball on Sunday, getting to Koulibaly, who looked up, got it out to Tav. Who's looking to bomb up the park and get the ball. And we're looking to use that period where Hearts have pushed up the midfield a little bit, and are maybe slightly out of position, to actually take advantage of it. So and it looks it's a really exciting way to play football, I think, because as soon as we're getting the ball, we start playing to our strengths, because James Taverniers, personally, I think his actual defensive work is improving, but there's nothing I like seeing in a football park more than that guy bombing forward. It's really good to watch. And if we can hone what we're doing during that. I'm doing this kind of inverted commas sign with my fingers at the moment. This transitional period, then we will score a lot of goals like that, and we did score. Arfield's goal kind of exactly like that when we robbed Hearts of the ball and moved it really quickly up the park.
I know Dave Bridge used to call it, watch him, he's cheating. Meaning he was
That's it.
standing between the lines, wasn't it? And nobody knew when to pick him up, But people are springing on you, and when it happens, if you just go too far forward, and then people start worrying about it, and they get deeper and deeper, and it makes you get more possession.
Yeah, absolutely right. I just love the way our team are starting to pick up their confidence. Of course, it allows them to take the wee chances that's needed to run down the channels. Or I think that the second goal from Candias through to Morelos to backheel the ball, basic backheel, flicked it into the net. That's the confidence just there. You could see him if you get that, slow it right down and you watch him. He's just waiting. He sees Candias on the ball and he starts to move. He maybe takes about 3 steps and then Candias releases the ball for him. Fabulous, just fabulous. That's 2 fabulous goals he's been involved with. Not to say that not all his goals are fabulous, but that one on Sunday and the one on Thursday, when he ran through and put the ball in the net to make it 3-1. Wow. That and then that one for yesterday, just brilliant.
Both great work by Candias as well.
Indeed, absolutely, pal. All I was meaning was his confidence is there. He's watching what's happening. He's alert. 2 months ago or even 6 weeks ago, sometimes he just wasn't even watching the game. Okay. And that's the truth, I mean, the goal he scored on Sunday there. I mean, that was pure cheek. It was brilliant. And only a player that's brimming with confidence tries things like that, I mean, had they tried that and totally fluffed it, you know what the headlines would have been like, But there it was. It was fantastic the way he took it. But as I say, the 2 goals that you do mention there, the power of work that Candias has put in to get the 2. I mean, he stole the ball off the defender again on Sunday. The perfect cross into the box, pass into the box for Alfredo to sort of backheel it into the net, and then on Thursday night there, clears the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box, tackles the defender in the middle of the field, steals the ball off him, backheels it to Morelos. Morelos runs out and goal and scores. Candias is just, the work rate of that wee man just amazes me. He's just brilliant to watch.
Does he cover the most ground for us, do you think? Anybody else who covers more ground than Candias?
Well, I think
I
think he covers a hell of a lot.
I think Kent Najaria are putting in some shift for us as well.
I thought Tulabali also did a good game on Sunday, mate, if I'm being honest. His best game since he got back from injury.
Yeah. It was brilliant last Thursday as well, pal.
Cushy finish, mate. Sorry. On you go, Cushy.
Yeah, I think we have home midfield played well, but I think Koulibaly just coming back from injury was always going to need a few games to get back up to speed the way he wants to play. And I think we're seeing that from him. Every game after his injury, he's just got gradually better. As he's get fitter and he can play the game that he wants to play. And I still don't think we've seen the best out of Koulibaly. I think he still needs another 3 or 4 games when we come back off the international break, and we'll really see the best out of him. But in terms of work rate and putting in a shift, I think you'd be struggling to put any kind of space between Candias, Kent, and Ajaria at the moment, because Ajaria, although he's a big kind of languid, he's a big languid big player. That's not what that's what he looks like. That's not his work rate as a player. He is all over that park. And I would love to see some of the. I don't think we do it in the SPL, but I'd love to see some of the Opta stats in terms of the distance covered for some of our players, particularly midfield, because we look in terms of fitness night and day from where we've been, where our team was even 6 months ago. We just look an exceptionally fit team, and one of the lads was talking about it there in terms of the Rapid game. You're talking, a couple of minutes to go in a game. Candace is bombing up to park to make a tackle, but it's not just him. He's got Morelos is up trying to support him. He's got Halliday up trying to support him. You've got three of your outfield players are all bombing forward, with a minute or two to go in the game, in a tough European tie. It was fantastic to watch. Our fitness levels are through the roof in comparison to what they were, even 5 months ago. It's a kind of level of fitness I think that many have wanted to see in Rangers players, but it's been sadly lacking for the last few years. But one thing you cannot criticise this team about is a lack of fitness. They are fit as a butcher's dog.
Bridge, just hold that thought because we're going to have a tune. So if everybody doesn't mind going on mute, we'll have a tune for Fox.
The English have Charlton, the Irish George Best, the Welsh have Big Davis, Ken the rest. Let the French win the derby, let the Yanks have the moon, but leave me the Rangers, the pride of the tune. They're the idols of Scotland, and each game they play, they try and they fight till the end of the game. When victory's theirs, in my heart they will ring this chorus. I hope that you'll help me to sing. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. If you know a Ranger, you know used to me. The heads and the hearts and the thistle are proud, but they can't beat the Rangers, the pride of them all. From home all the range up to bonny Dundee, just singing this chorus and soon they'll agree. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. So here's to the lads in the royal blue, and here's to the lasses who follow them too. I don't want the hips, the hearts or the selves, I wish them the best, but I'll never forget. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. If you know a Ranger, you know used to me. The heads and the hearts and the thistle are proud, but give me the Rangers, the pride of them all. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. If you know a Ranger, you know used to me. The heads and the hearts and the thistle are proud, but give me the Rangers, the pride of them all. But give me the Rangers, the pride of them all.
You enjoy that, Bridge?
I did indeed. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. Love it, love it. I'd just like to, if you don't mind.
Aye, on you go.
I was dancing on the table, I'm out of breath. No, I think that Cushy was spot on there. All of our midfielders are putting a tremendous effort in, and it's showing. I thought Ejaria, once again, great game. I thought that Arfield, as we spoke about a wee bit earlier, he was in great form for us, scored a goal again. And he's shall we say, he's carrying the ball is a lot better, he's getting a lot better. He's still got that wee 5% where he loses the plot. But Candice for me, midfielder, what a player for us at the moment. Really bang on form, chasing everything and hounding it down. Great assist for Tavernier. So great midfield at the moment. Good midfield at the moment. It's absolutely superb.
Is that you saying where all the football players play, Bridge? Is that what you're saying?
Well, sadly. Well, no, sadly at all. Of course, that's what we've been saying. We want people that can play football, and we want them to play in the midfield, and we want some of them. Koulibaly, we're talking about that. We want people that can cover the ground and do the defensive stuff.
They can cover the ground, mate. I mean, obviously, you put the big boys at the back, and then you put the boys that you're trying to hide at full back. You know what I mean?
That's shocking saying that. By
It's the attacking at pace that's really impressing me at the moment. You know, Thursday night, you know, especially, and yesterday as well. The way they're moving the ball at pace, you know, and that's down to Candace and down to Ryan Kent, and you know, I'm big of Jarry as well. You know, he's a pacey young player. I mean, he's 20-year-old. You forget that sometimes. Jarry's only.
He's 20. A big unit, Rudy. He's a big unit.
He's a big lad, and as I say, you forget he's 20 sometimes, Ox, you know. But these boys have all got pace, which is something we haven't had for a few seasons now, you know. And it allows us to...
Talking about pace, back, mate. Talking about pace. Somebody's really got pace when it comes to getting to that bar. We've been joined by JFK.
Good evening, lads.
Good evening, JFK.
Hi, Rudy, Cushy, Ox. How you doing, guys? A wee bit late tonight. I was sitting watching my third team play tonight, Glens versus Linfield.
Have you got a note?
I'll pass it to Ulster. He'll let you know. I know he was at the game, so he'll let you know. Rubbish game. 1-0 to Linfield, but it was a rubbish game. I met Mount Vernon yesterday, and my good friend Old School Bear.
Old School Blue.
Sorry, Old School Blue. Sorry.
Yep.
Met him yesterday at the game. Fantastic. What a guy. Brilliant man. Terry. Crack man. Fox was running about like a headless chick yesterday. What kind of task did you give him yesterday, Ox?
Well, he was trying to get out of that white leather jacket.
Is that aye? You looked under pressure. You couldn't even stand in my conversation for any more than 30 seconds. He's running about with a season ticket. He's on. I can't. Anyway, God bless him. I love him. Anyway, I met Old School Blue and I met Mount Vernon yesterday and a few other guys at the usual place. So I wasn't doing the last earlier, guys. I heard some of the stuff you were saying. I tried to listen while I was watching the football. Absolutely delighted with the result at the weekend, obviously. But do you know, you probably spoke about this earlier on. We never get the credit that we deserve. You know, I thought some of the remarks, I don't usually watch the BBC thing, but I do watch it when, you know, I want to see the way that they tell us how Rangers play in their eyes, you know, and we never get any credit. I thought we jaded in the second half and we didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? We didn't, there was no justice here. I think that the European game
You're breaking up a bit there, Jimmy. You're breaking up, mate. Jimmy, you're breaking up. Rudy, you were
tired in seconds. It's my internet, mate.
All right, sort it and come back in again. Rudy, you weren't quite finished there, mate. But I think Jimmy's trying to make the point that maybe the second half, a wee bit of fatigue kicked in there.
Aye. I mean, it was a huge effort on Thursday night, wasn't it? You know, we saw the third goal, how close it was to the end of the game. Players busting their gut to get forward. And that's all down to fitness. It's a fit team that does that. But it was a huge night on Thursday night. You know, big game comes Sunday to league leaders, you know, Ibrox, and they put another main shift in, you know. Second half, they're 3-0 up by half-time. You know, I've got this thing that if you're 3-0 up by half-time, you've won the game. You just don't need to do anything stupid in the second half, and you've won the game. We can allow them in the second half to have took their foot off the gas a wee bit. You know, as I say, 3-0 up, points are in the bag. It's as simple as that. Don't do anything daft. Massive night on Thursday night. We're all very proud of their performance on Thursday night and yesterday as well, and Sunday against the Hearts too. So for me, I could perfectly understand why they were a wee bit jaded possibly come the second half, because psychologically they're thinking, right, we're 3-0 up, that's it, the game's won, just as long as nothing stupid happens. So psychologically they're taking the foot off the gas a wee bit. That's fine with me, Ox. Or, you know, if they can get 3-0 up in every game by the time half time comes, I don't mind if they take their foot off the gas a wee bit. I know people want them to keep going and score as many goals as possible, and that's great if they can do that. But after the huge night they had on Thursday night, I think you've got to allow them a wee bit, you know.
Cushy, if Goldson puts that one in, I don't know, 25 minutes to go or something, made it forward, the floodgates were open, mate. They would have been dead in their knees. And that was a sitter.
It would have been easy street. It was an absolute sitter. I think it was maybe put off with just Morelos just in front of him. Maybe he didn't know if his Morelos was going to get his head to it or not. and that maybe just put them off, but yeah, I think, as JFK said, I think, you have an easy street. I think the fans feel a bit more trepidation at 3-0 and just kind of hanging on than the actual players do. I think the players are professional enough in their careers that they know that, it's just, a team's just not going to really come back from that score, but fans tend to, they want another one in, and then they see we lose 1-3-1, and then, things get a little bit hear 'em, scare 'em, but I'm not sure the players in the park are really thinking the way the fans are in the stands when they're watching it. I think the players think we can just see this out. The game will be done. There's no way, there's no way we're not getting the 3 points, and they're just professional about it, and that's exactly the way it transpired.
Sometimes you just take the heat of the battle, Bridgman, and see the game out. But obviously, sitting watching it, you're looking for more goals,
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. When you're up in the stands there, particularly we were well ahead of them, and it's when you lose a goal, I think when a team. When we lose a goal, the supporters get downhearted because they don't want to see that. We're playing so well, we were way on top of them, and if you get another bird's eye view of that from a camera on that game, if you ever watch it again, we're talking about maybe six Rangers players and one Hearts player jumping for the ball are there in the area, and the goalkeeper behind them, and every one of the Rangers players missed the ball by the look of it. And I thought that Connor Golson's very unlucky. If he actually gets the ball to side foot it as opposed to let the ball hit the top of his feet, it's a goal. It's unfortunate. That was all. But really and truly, you need to be able to see your team doing the business, and you want them to go 100 miles an hour to the end. Just as Rudy was saying earlier, you just want them to go up there and batter lumps at them, mollocate.
Mollocate, Bridge, that's it.
Absolutely.
Are you back with us, JFK?
I think he's back out.
I think he's fell out with me. Anyway, we've talked about it, and before we move on, I think it's only right we hear from our manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE, so if you don't mind going on mute, we'll get Stephen's thoughts on the game.
Stephen, just how pleased are you with that result and performance today?
I'm delighted. I thought my players were absolutely brilliant again for the majority of that game. We got sloppy at the end and a little bit complacent. We lost a little bit of energy, but I think it's normal in the circumstances. But I think the last 4 days, 2 fantastic results and 2 top performances. I think the challenge for us now is, can we go and replicate that on the road? And that starts with Hamilton when we come back. But I think a lot of players deserve a break. We need to get a lot of players back up to speed, so we'll have a game behind closed doors to try and get some fitness into them lads, and then we go again after the break. But it is nice to be able to breathe after 2 very good wins.
What can you say about your team's display in that first 45? It really was a tremendous performance from them at that stage.
Well, I asked at the beginning of the season, during pre-season, can we make Ibrox a fortress? I think it's a bit early to say it is just yet, but we're certainly showing the right signs, because teams are coming in, different types of teams, and we're matching them physically, we're competing with them. If they want to have a war with us, we're having a war. And the lads are showing incredible quality on the ball. They're playing some really stunning stuff. We're creating chances and we're taking our goals. So things are looking really, really good at Ibrox. And as I say now, I'm desperate for us to go and show the real Rangers on the road.
Yeah, you named the same starting 11 today that you did against Rapid Vienna on Thursday night. And was it important to have that continuity?
Yeah, I wanted continuity and I wanted rhythm, so I thought the easiest thing to do was to play the same team. No one deserved to come out. They all told me they were fine, and the energy levels were fine. I trusted them, and they went out and performed again. I would have liked us at 3-0 to maybe push and try and get a 4th, so I could maybe make subs a little bit earlier. Ovi had a tiny little bit of tightness, but it's not a big problem, so I wanted to give him a breather. But yeah, in the main, very positive day. If we're being ultra critical, we just got a little bit sloppy towards the end.
Yeah, 3 great goals today, of course, from Ryan Kent, Alfredo Morelos and Scott Arfield, and the 3 of them were pivotal in the game. They all had an influence.
Well, if we give Alfredo service, we know he's going to get goals. He's proved it in this league before. He's in terrific shape. He's working hard. He's happy. He's sharp. The key for us as a team is, can we start adding other people to that list? You know, can we get Kent numbers up? Can we get Arfield's numbers up? And Tav's contributing. Candeas that's the challenge. Come the end of the season, can we all have different people chipping in? And that's when we know we're a team.
Yeah, we talk about Ryan Kent. We know it's a collective effort today, but Ryan Kent has been fantastic recently. Another man of the match performance from him today.
He's very happy. He's settled in really well. He's coming out of his shell even more because he's a quiet kid. His performances have been really, really good. They've got stronger and stronger as we've gone on. The last two have been right up there in the top drawer. He deserved man of the match today. Deserved his goal. I'm pleased for him. But you know, we have to credit Rangers, the club, for giving Ryan the opportunity, and also thank Liverpool for letting us use him, because at the moment it's working for both.
Yeah, we're now going to the international break. As the Rangers manager, how much do you have to work with, and how much do you have to build on now, looking at your side's performances recently? Yeah, my work doesn't stop. Players who've played a lot of games, I'll be fair and respectful to them and give them a bit of time away to rest physically and mentally. Lads will go away on international break, who we wish all the best, and hopefully they stay healthy for us. And now my work starts with the lads that are left behind, and the lads who need to be brought up to speed, match fitness wise, and who need more training sessions. And then hopefully we've got a big pool of players to pick from when I come back. So I'll get a couple of days to breathe, and it is nice to relax with nothing important in the next 10 days or so. But I can't wait for Hamilton. I want more of this, and I want my team to go and show that we're capable of doing it on the road as well.
I love that. Cannot wait for Hamilton.
Doesn't he speak brilliantly? He speaks
fabulous,
just brilliant.
Very honest on the match, Mount Vernon, eh?
No, absolutely. I'll say the guy's different beans. He speaks. He's our leader off the pitch. I think we've finally got a manager who we trust as fans. I think we've got a manager who understands what this club's all about, understands the traditions, understands the ethos, and how we became the most successful team in the world. And
you might have got that for his granddad.
Perhaps. No, I just listen. He's a real Rangers manager. Class, oozes him. He epitomises everything which is good about our club. Class, good attitude, and as I said, I really do think he's the man to lead us to 55 Austria.
Cushy, you've got to do Stephen Gerrard's report card up to this international break. How's it looking overall? Goalkeeping.
I would say he's been 4 out of 5. I would say in terms of everything he's done. Well, overall, not just for the goalkeeping.
Overall, okay.
Just for overall. I think, and that's probably doing him a disservice actually, because I just picked 4 out of 5 fairly randomly, But yeah, you're probably talking 9 out of 10. I think the only blip is away from, as he's touched on himself, that needs to improve. Everything else, you just simply cannot fault. It's as simple as that. And I think with the way that he picked the two teams for the last couple of games after Livingston, I think he learned his lesson very, very quickly. With that, I think he said himself pre-match during the week that that 4-4-2 just isn't working, and that looks as if I'll be surprised if we see that again before the end of the season. So he's learned his lesson quickly. I hope it stays that way. He's been tremendous. I think a tremendous ambassador for the club as well, in terms of how he's went about his business. And when you consider where we were just a few months back, and the fact that I think with one decent home result now in the UEFA group stages would we be qualified? If not, it would be we're a point away from actually getting out of the group stages. We're sitting not the best in the league, but we're certainly not out of it. At this stage, and we've got a decent run of games to go. So and we're in a semi-final as well. So you're struggling to see what else you could actually ask of the man up to this point, because the turnaround from where we were at the end of May has been nothing short of miraculous.
Here, mate. GFK, you back with us, mate?
I hope so, mate. I hope
Yes,
so.
yeah,
Things are not
yeah.
working so good by my side. Was that Mount Vernon there? Aye.
Yes.
Mount Vernon, how
GFK.
you doing, pal? I never got a chance to have a good chat with you yesterday. That was kind of hectic yesterday.
Anyways, mate.
You were trying to get ready or meet somebody with a ticket, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, nice to have met you yesterday, pal. Next time, hopefully, wee gab. Everything the Cushy said there and what Mount Vernon said is correct, Stevie G epitomises what we all believe, he comes across fantastic and he's what we believe in a manager. And I think he's going to take his good places before, we hope not, for a long time that he goes to pastures new. But you're asking for a mark of 10. Oh, good. I know the away form's not been where it could be, but I think it will get better. I was glad to be played to the same team twice in a row there. That was good to see. Although some ways never
seem to be losing Jimmy
saw
there.
that coming.
GFK. Bridgeman, you want to come in, mate?
And again on Sunday.
Oh, oops. Yeah, you want me to come in then? He's dropped it. Yeah, look, I think our manager's absolutely fantastic, and everybody loves him to bits. We just love him to bits, and it's really important they can continue doing it. But as Cushy mentioned a wee minute ago there, that the thought of the 4-4-2 didn't appear to work. I think they even tried out 3-5-2, and it didn't work. And I've been saying for a wee while, and some folk have agreed with me, at the present moment, we don't have the quality players that can play all these varieties of shall we say, 3-5-2, 4-4-2. At the moment, we've got players, and he's got a wee squad there that he can fit them in to play 4-3-3. The big problem we're going to have is, not me, obviously I will because I'm a fan, but the manager will have to be able to pick a team that can play against a team that's trying to play against their 4-3-3. Do you follow what I mean? So it's how he's going to play against the other teams and how he's going to allow us to play without getting battered off the park. Because I think we did very well yesterday. Took the wind out their sails, but the truth is they're still doing all this blocking against us. That's the only way some of these teams are ever going to play against us. They're going to block us and block us and block us. And cheating, beating never gave us very many, shall we say, very many free kicks for the blockings. There could have been a lot more, to be honest, and a lot more bookings. So we need to watch out for that. And hopefully, obviously, the manager's there. He sees all that, and he'll come up with a plan for that.
I think, Bridge, if you look at the formation, and I think when we have sort of changed the formation for the 4-3-3, 4-5-1, I think when we have changed the formation, we've dropped points, and it just doesn't look like the boys seem to be able to get to grips with what he's been asking them to do. And that's necessarily, maybe it's a coaching thing, maybe as time goes on, they'll understand with it, 4-4-2 or the 3-5-2, which I don't think you'll see a 3-5-2. I definitely not. I don't think Bridge will see that again. For me, it's 9 out of 10 for me all day long, because if you'd have asked me, we'd be sitting at this point in the season, watch the kind of football that we've watched, performances that we've watched, look at some of the players, you're talking about a team that's been together, 3.5 months, something like that, whatever it is, 4 months, a brand new team almost. And you go 10 games in Europe with some fantastic performances, undefeated, with a strong possibility now that we could get into the last 32 in the Europa League. That's a 9 out of 10 for me all day long, because I never thought at this so early in the season, at this point in the season, we would be talking about these things. The only slight concern that I have, being a Rangers fan, you're just waiting in the next, booting an ad, so to speak. The only slight concern possibly that I could have, and I don't think it is going to be a thing, and at least I hope no, is that we seem to have swapped last season's home form for the away form this season. For last season's home form to the away form this season. Now, it can't continue if that's the case. Almost sure it won't be, but they need to kick off against Hamilton with a good performance, a good 3 points, and hopefully rattle a few goals in.
It's going to be 15 points for me, Rudy, in the next 5 games. Honestly,
I agree with you, mate. But then we said the same thing, didn't we, in the run up to the Livingston game? You know,
that was a 3-point drop.
Yeah, and we drew with 3 points at Livingston. That
why not just see the fixtures in the next 5 league fixtures, mate, and see what you think.
All right, buddy.
I've had them up earlier on. Just let me go back to it, mate. League fixtures, right, here we go. Right, so my next 5, we'll get Hamilton away, yeah.
Yep.
Then we play at home. We play at home. Spartak, then we're at Aberdeen at Hampden, then we're at home on the Wednesday night to Kelly. So it's a hectic time.
Yep.
Away to St Mirren, away to Moscow, and then home to Motherwell, home to Livingston, and home to Villarreal. So,
well, taking the Europa League aside, you know, they're going to be massive games for us, aren't they? So let's, as far as the league's concerned, all the league games are eminently winnable for us, Ox. I don't see any reason, if we continue to play the way that we've been playing, especially in these last 2 games, if we can play that, if the boys can get themselves up to play that style of football, there's very few teams going to be able to live with us, Ox. As simple as that. And as far as the Scottish League's concerned, there's no way, if we play like that, teams will be able to live with us. They just won't be able to do it. So, that, as you say, we should be climbing 15 points in the games, in 5 league games. Man.
Am I expecting too much, Cushy, or am I realistic there?
I think, well, we've got some tough games. I think funnily enough, out of Hamilton, Spartak, Aberdeen, and Kilmarnock in the next few games, I think the one I'm most concerned about is the away game to Hamilton. It's the one right after the international break. It's an away game which we've not been particularly good at. We'll be looking to pick up the 3 points and keep the momentum going off the back of the Hearts game, because I think the Spartak game and the semi-final against Aberdeen will take care of themselves, and I think it will beat Kilmarnock at Ibrox on the 31st. So the one that actually concerns me the most is the away game to Hamilton. Because it's kind of, it's almost like a carbon copy of the Livingston situation. So if we can get through the Hamilton game and pick up the 3 points in the Hamilton game, I think that'll give us a nice little boost, get into Europe, and then into the semi-final against Aberdeen. So, but that's the Hamilton game, and I know it sounds strange to say it when you consider it. You know, Hamilton, you're thinking we would take 3 points off them, but I think that's a big, important game for us. And I think, judging from what Stephen Gerrard said in his in the interview that you had there about half an hour back, you know, he can't wait the Hamilton game, and neither can I, because that, for me, that is a very, very important game for us.
I feel the same, Bridge.
Yeah, look, I'll say it again. The next game is the most important game. The next 90 minutes, the biggest 90 minutes of Rangers Football Club's history. Simple as that. We need to win every game and take it one game at a time. That's the way I look at it. I love talking about looking forward to this and looking forward to that, because that's what it's all about as a fan. But in reality, the next game's a big game. Now, Cushy's right. We were really thinking good things about Rangers when we went to Livingston, and actually we played poorly, very poorly. So we're going to play Hamilton on a similar pitch. So let's hope we don't freeze up on that, and the players are well up for it, because they've had a couple of really good results. They've got momentum, get a wee rest. We should come back firing all cylinders. That's what we need. And the players are going to have to prove themselves on this. And if we do get the 3 points, then you're looking at a bit of momentum, and I mean momentum, for the club, and looking forward to the big European game, because that's what we need. We need momentum, confidence, and look forward to it. And that's what I'm looking for. Yes! Come on, Rangers.
What we're going to have? We're going to have 10 days. We're going to have 4 games in 10 days, is it?
Something like that, isn't it? It's something like that.
Sunday we play Hamilton on the Sunday, then we play Spartak on the Thursday, Aberdeen on the Sunday, and then we play Kilmarnock on the Wednesday. So, I mean, really, the SPFL is looking after us, of course. We'll just go on with it.
I was just going to ask you, is there any reason why we have to play on Sunday? When we get
It's called Sky Television, mate.
Sky TV, right? Okay, pal. Right.
It's a semi-final and it's Sky TV. I think that'll be.
No, I'm talking the Hamilton game.
The Hamilton game.
Oh, sorry,
the Hamilton game. So that could be played on a Friday night, for instance. You know what I mean?
I'm not being funny here, guys. You know, at the end of the day, we should have the squad and the quality of a squad, you know, because not everybody's going to be involved in the Europa League game. So we should have quality of a squad to go and deal with Hamilton. You know, if we're sort of going to get to a point now where we're going to start saying, oh, are we a bit worried because we've played in Europe on Thursday night, but we've got Hamilton on the Sunday.
We've nothing before the Hamilton game. It's not the Hamilton game, it's the issue. It's the Kilmarnock game, mate.
Aye, that's what I meant.
You played 3 games in 6 days, then you play Kilmarnock. You've only got 2 days break, mate.
Aye, and this is where you've got to use the squad, isn't it? This is where you've got to use your bench, you know. If you get to a point in a game, you know, Steven Gerrard said that, you know, you get a point in the game where you're 3 or 4 up, you can start taking some players off, you know, give them a bit of a breather, stick some of the boys on the bench on, you know. But you need to look at the squad as well, you know. You get guys like Dorns and that, hopefully. Dorns, what's his name? The young guy in midfield. Rossiter. Hopefully these boys are on the verge of contributing more than they have done. You know, long-term injuries and all that, I know, you know, but the squad's got to be used, you know, as well.
Talking about that, Rudy, good to see Ryan Jack back, just starting to get his fitness. Do you think he'll be a first pick when everybody's fit, mate?
I think the midfield's looking great for me right now. You know, Koulibaly's back, all right. You know, as you say, injury hasn't exactly kicked on after his injury, but he's going to take another, I think it was Cushy was saying, maybe 2-3 games to get himself up and running again. Ryan Jack would always be on my team sheet. Him and Koulibaly on the team sheet, and it's between the rest of them.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, for me, for the third midfielder in the midfield.
What about you, Mount? Ryan Jack, what are you thinking? Good to see him back on the grass again.
100%. Ryan Jack's a fantastic player for us, and just the guy, the boys, everything that you'd expect. It's good to have a blue nose in there as well. Who knows what it means as well in that midfield. I think he's been. The times we have seen him this season, he's been different class. I just think it'd be good to get a wee run of games for Ryan, and hopefully that he can go strength to strength. But it's good to see that he's back and he's doing well for the team.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ryan Jack. You know that. I think he's a superb player. Probably our most gifted defensive mid. I think he's going to be a fabulous player for Rangers, and I'm hoping that he will be, shall we say, he'll be the talisman for the other midfielders in our squad, because that's what we need. We need someone to be looked up to. He's ex-captain Aberdeen, and he's got quality written all over him. He's been very unfortunate with getting sent off, and of course, unfortunate with injuries. But feet on the ground, I think he's a fantastic player for us. He's brilliant. Love it.
I totally disagree with everybody in there. I think Ryan Jack's got his work cut out to get into a middle three that's got Arfield, Ajayi and Koulibaly in it.
I don't disagree with that. He's still not fit yet.
He's a good player. He's a good player. But is he better than any of those three? I'm not so sure he is, to be honest with you. I think I know Steven Gerrard is on record as saying he really likes him, which is fair enough. But we've had some good results, and Ryan Jack's been nowhere near the starting 11, and we've had some good midfield performances recently. And Ryan Jack's been nowhere near that midfield 11, so I don't think he's a shoe-in to walk into the centre of midfield, that midfield by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't think there's anybody a shoe-in. I think the manager hopefully keeps his head screwed on. You're right, Ryan Jack's not been there. He's had some long injuries and things, long output for long spells through injury. And yes, he's got a big job to do to get back in. But that doesn't take away from the fact he's a fantastic player. He's an absolutely brilliant player. But you're right, they've got to ask the question, would you allow this guy back in from injury?
I think he's a decent player. I think he's a decent player. I don't think he's. I think he's far from absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. I think he's a decent player.
Actually, can I just come back in on that, please? Sorry, no, I completely disagree there. Sorry, on the point just raised there. I think Ryan Jack, in my opinion, is potentially our best overall midfielder for going forward and going back the way. I think he genuinely gives you quality in there. I think we've seen that in the first game of the season against Aberdeen, where he absolutely strolled the match, alongside, I think, Koulibaly and others. For me, he is pivotal for us to win the league this season. I think he gives you a bit of dig in the middle of the park. His tempo and his understanding, his passing range, for me, is something that we potentially don't have in others. I think he gives you I think he brings good balance to the team, especially going forward. I just think he's overall I think he's probably one, in my opinion, I think he's one of our best midfielders, alongside others. What I will agree with is that he gives us there's lots of options there, which is always a good thing. Always pushes everybody on. That there's options there that if that person's not performing, that they're out of the team. But for me, Ryan Jack is probably arguably, in my opinion, our best midfielder at the club.
All right, it's all about opinions. And we'll be joined by a caller. Evening, caller. Caller.
You talking about the phone caller, Rox?
Is that you, Blue Shadow?
Aye.
No, are you on the phone? No. Well, you've come in. Sorry, there was a caller. Sorry, mate. How you doing, Blue? All right.
I'm doing fine, bud. I said feel free to take your caller if you could get him.
No, he's dropped to it again, mate. I'm sure he'll come back in. On you go, Geese. What's on your mind?
Well, with regards to the whole thing is, I'm a bit worried about the Hamilton game as well, because we've got the European football game afterwards, and we know what happened with the Livingston game when we had European and players were rested. And I want to make sure that I want to say, Gerard's got to be sure that he's got to change his focus from Europe now to the domestic season, because if we concentrate too much on Europe, we could lose this league now. We've dropped 10 points from 24 already.
I'll just cut across you, Blue. I think the caller's come back in.
No problem, bud. You carry on.
Right back. Evening, caller.
Evening, gentlemen.
It's Big Al. Big Al, how are we doing, mate?
Evening, Global Ambassador.
Not bad. Evening, gentlemen. Evening. You just carry on with what you're doing. I just need to find a wee quiet spot here. Let the big man finish what he was saying, or is he finished?
All right, we'll be right back to you. On you go, Blue.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Well, it's got to make sure that for me, we should be focusing on the league, because if we lose the same amount of points that we have in the past series, if he doesn't focus himself on the league and having his first team out for the league, then we could find ourselves in trouble.
We were awful against Hamilton, mate. Awful.
Livingston.
Livingston. The Hamilton game, I'd like to think it'll be his first choice team, because they've had 2 weeks break, unless somebody's picked up an injury either at training or away in international duty. It's a big game, but I don't know if you heard earlier on, I'm expecting 15 points out of 15, mate, before we then look at it again. I'm being really honest when I say that, mate.
In Europe, yeah, that's guaranteed. I think if you get behind, if for example, we qualify from Europe, which everybody would love us to, including myself, is the fact is, how far are we going to go beyond that? You've got teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, AC Milan. We're not going to go much for, how much further with the squad we've got at the minute are we going to go in that competition? And I don't actually see us going that much more further. And is it worth chucking away the league at the same time? Because that's what I'm getting worried with. This Livingston game, that worried me, and I just hope we don't see that again.
Oh, shit, can I come in on that?
No, you cannot, mate, and I'll tell you why. We'll be joined by another caller, mate.
Nice.
Right. How we doing, caller? No, he's dropped to it again. And you come, Mount Vernon.
No worries. I think Blue makes some good points here. I think it's very exciting, and it's fantastic, these European nights at Ibrox, but I think we do have to keep an eye on the league situation here with just maybe LA Blues thoughts. That we've had a hard start. Some of these teams that are ahead of us have had a very, very favourable fixture schedule, and maybe not as a tight a schedule as we've had in terms of the qualifiers and the Europa.
The hard start, we shouldn't have been dropping 3 points at Livingston.
No, absolutely. But I think we'll see. I think as we have just you said at the top of the show there, that we've got 5 winnable games in the league coming up. So hopefully we can get maximum 15 points out of them, and then we should be in a better position going forward, hopefully. But I do agree with Blue's point on that. I think we do have to keep a total focus on the league campaign.
5 league wins in a row, and see where the European adventure take us. Are you back with us, Mr. Global Ambassador?
Yeah, I'm up, gentlemen. Yeah.
How are you,
what
mate?
Does Hamilton mean to? Oh, I'm good. What does Hamilton mean to me? 2 sisters for Hill House. If you're listening, ladies, thank you very much. I'll tell you that one day. Memories, aye. Look, you know what I thought was critically important for us was the flick between Diaz and Morales scoring that goal when he was bearing down on the goalkeeper. I thought to myself, this is going out. Could go anywhere. He put it in. It wasn't the most elegant finish, but he put it in the back of the net. I think that set him on the proper pathway. And I think it's took a wee while. I've been critical of the guy, and I will be critical if I feel he's not doing it, giving us 100% of the game. But I think that goal there, I think that settled the nerves or whatever, and I think you've seen that at the weekend again. It was quite a classy finish, I thought, at the weekend. So I think that bodes well. We've got a striker now, a focal point. He was non-existent. Him and the big Gazelle were non-existent at Livingston. I've been in depression with that game. I thought we should have just went up there and used them as toilet paper, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So you're quite right. Rudy's right. Blue's right. I don't want the European thing to take over, because you look at that league table, what we're sitting 6th or 7th at the moment. I know there's not a few points in it, but it still doesn't make a very good picture. He has to come back after this and concentrate, I think, solely on the league, because at the end of the day, Europe will be what it will be. But the league in this 55th, I don't want that turning into something that's not achievable. It is achievable this season. We've got players that can achieve it. We've got a manager that can achieve it. We've got fans that are craving and will push us on to achieve it. So I think that's critical. And the next 5 games, the 15 point, every point, every 3 points to the end of the season should be as possible to win. It's about how we go about doing it. We have to go about it proper. Mr. Gerrard sounds like he's got to recharge his batteries, come back with a fresh outlook. So I think things are looking good, but I would prefer the league over the European thing's been wonderful. But in saying that, the further you get in Europe, the hungrier you want to get to Baku. You know what I mean? I'm looking at flights to Baku for Sydney, just in case. So that's exciting as well. But you know what it is as a fan. You want to win on all fronts, but ultimately I think, look, you could add 6. What could we say? We could add 4 points to that anyway with Aberdeen and the Motherwell thing. Is that right? See where we'd be sitting. Where they got their result.
Easy.
You know what I mean? So it wouldn't look too bad. So you can look at it that way. But really, the league is the most important thing. And Ox, can I ask you something? What was that? I heard you mention earlier this morning about Gerard's grandfather. Have I missed something here?
You just need to do a wee bit of digging on Steven Gerrard's family tree, mate.
Right, okay, no, that's fine.
He comes from decent stock, mate.
Yeah.
Similar stock to your good self.
That's what I was. Aye.
Yeah. The Livingston game, but can we go back onto the Ryan Jack thing? It was interesting how people are seeing it different. I'm Merritt Goosey's camp at the moment. Unfortunately, Ryan's been out the team. He's going to get back in it and produce the performances. Blue Shadow.
Ryan Jack for me is part of my first team. If it was my choice to be part of my first team, everybody knows my first choice midfield at the minute. Although not all of it, Ryan Jack's injured. Koulibaly's coming back from injury. He's not at 100% yet, and I still think that too many people in here are underrating Arfield, because I think he is an excellent player. He works his backside off. A lot of people don't pick up actually what he does every week. And he has been being played on the right hand side sometimes, where I think for some reason he just does seem better fitted to that left-hand side for me, and have Ryan Jack on the right-hand side, where he seems to make it his own personal mission to cover for Tavernier, blitzing up the field on the right-hand side and linking with Candeas, which is a major point of our attacking as well, and makes us a better team to play that way. So I think Ryan Jack is quite essential to our first team for me.
You get any thoughts on that, Big Al?
Yeah, I like Ryan Jack. It's just unfortunate. I think if he only picked up that injury, he would be there. He would have been playing. He would have been like Goldson. He would have been in every game. I think he gives us something. I think physically he looks a wee bit better this season as well than he did last season. So, look, he's a candidate that I would make captain. I'm not keen on Tavernier being captain. The Livingston game, sorry to go back, but he didn't be a captain. And I would expect my captain today, whereas I think there'd be a Ryan Jack in the middle of the park, ride up the guys, put a couple of nice challenges in. I like Ryan Jack. He's clean cut, clean and tidy. His missus looks all right. Same again, comes from a good family. So I like the guy. I like him. As a player.
Can I come in on that, Oxley?
I think he'll do.
At least let Alan finish.
Okay, sorry, I thought I had.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
On you go, Bridge.
On you go, Bridge.
No, it's just to say I 100% agree.
Age before beauty, Bridge.
Thank you, pal. I think that, Ryan Jack, to me, and everybody knows how I feel about Ryan Jack, I think he's a fabulous player. And yes, ex-Aberdeen captain, I thought he was I thought he was a good pick if we wanted to make a captain. However, the manager makes his pick. But I have to hark back to what Cushy said and what Oxtier was agreeing with him. There's nobody going to get a first team pick if they're not ready for it, and they need to show that they're ready for it. Because there's no way you're just going to drop players that are playing well. Our midfield are playing out of their skin at the moment, and whoever's going to come in needs to show that he's going to do not exactly the same, but every bit as good without a drop in quality. And the only people that can do that and make that pick is the manager. So we've got to trust on it. But the guys are right. He has to prove it. He's been out for a wee while, so he's got to prove it. But in my opinion, he's probably the best midfielder we've got from a defensive mid perspective. He gives us everything, as Mount Vernon says. But he has to prove he's fit and ready to go.
Cushy, could be the hardest thing for him getting back in the team.
Well, I think that's the point. I mean, I think the guys are saying that they prefer him to certain other individuals. I don't. For me, our best midfield was the midfield that was out in the park yesterday. So I think Ryan Jack's got his work cut out to get back in there. Do I think he'll get his chance? Absolutely. But it takes even professional footballers a number of games to come back up to speed and get to the match sharpness that they want. So you're starting to pick and choose games where you're trying to shoehorn people into a midfield that's actually ticking over very nicely. I think I said it with the defenders at the start of the programme. It is fantastic that we have got this issue that we're saying, that we've got the competition for places that we have got. Whether I think Jack should win or not, is almost secondary to the fact that we have got a number of players in that position that we could pick and choose from when we get them all fully fit. But I think, as Boy Shadow touched on there, I think our midfield has been ticking over really, really nicely. I think Arfield has done an excellent job, and a lot of the stuff that he's been doing doesn't really get noticed. And one of the things that seems to be papered over is the fact that he does contribute with goals, which I don't really see. Ryan Jack doesn't seem to do that. And my perception is that Ryan Jack doesn't really do that, certainly as much as Scott Arfield does. And Arfield scored some very important goals for us of late. So I think he's a good squad player for us. I wouldn't just fire him straight back into the team simply because he's Ryan Jack at the moment. I think he needs to get himself fit, get out there, and prove that he's worthy his position in that midfield. And then if they can do that, I'll be as happy as Larry.
I think that's a good point that you make, Cushy, but I don't think anybody's saying that he should be fired straight back into the midfield. You know, as you mentioned there, he's been out for a number of games now because of his injury. He's just working his way back into the team, as is Rossiter, Dorrans. You know, so and you've still got McCrory there as well. You know, so he's going to be a great option to have, though. You know, like these guys, I like Ryan Jack. I really like him. You know. But he's going to be a great option, you know. And what a difference for last season, though, just to be able to say, wow, we've got guys on the bench now that you can depend on, guys that you can bring off the bench that'll affect the game for you. And I think he's one of them because he's solid as anything. He's got a bit of skill. He can get forward when he has to. And he's a good passer of the ball as well. You know, he doesn't shirk a tackle either. You know, for me, it's a case of picking and choosing occasionally where you might have to drop a player. Maybe he's looking a wee bit jaded. I mean, because the midfield that we've got now have been absolutely brilliant in the last couple of games, haven't they? You know, I mean, you couldn't say anything else about them apart from that. You know, they've been absolutely fantastic for us the last couple of games. But it's a long, hard season in Scottish football, Cushy. There's a lot of games to be played yet, a lot of football to be played yet, mate, you know. So this is where you depend on all your midfield players. You know, as I say, you've got Rossiter, McCrory, Dorrans, all these guys. And they're all going to have to be counted. They're all going to have to stand up and be counted when they're called on to step in, whether it's through injury, suspension, or whatever the case might be. And Ryan Jack's just another good add to that midfield, you know, as far as I'm concerned.
I think the important thing...
Can I come in after you, Jelly Talk?
On you go, Snowball.
Thank you, mate. Good to hear your dulcet tones.
Thanks very much,
at the moment, in the midfield, who do you swap out? If you had to, who are you swapping out? Because for me, I think Arfield and Koulibaly are a mainstay. So if you take out a Jarry in that kind of central area, and you put a Jack in there, Jack's not that similar type of player. Jack's a Rossiter, I would say, the holding type, maybe a wee bit like Koulibaly, although I think Koulibaly's a wee bit more forward thinking. I think you lose a bit, you know what I mean? You lose a bit of momentum in the middle of the park without a Jarry there. So Koulibaly gets an injury, I think Ryan Jack's a natural choice. If Scott Arfield gets an injury, I think you've got your Dorrans as a natural choice. And then we've got a Rossiter and we've got McCrory there. I mean, they're not known for a penetration, but they're known for putting the boot in and standing firm in the middle of the park. So I think it's difficult because it'll change the midfield. It may change the way we play. It may change Candias, getting the balls for a Jarry or Tavernier pushing forward, no seeing a Jarry, you know what I mean? So it all bodes well because they're all good players, but I think it'll change the middle of the park if you took a Jarry out the middle of the park, you know what I mean? Because Ryan Jack certainly isn't going to come in and fill a Jarry role. I don't think he can do, as Cushy said, he can play that Scott Arfield role. He's that Koulibaly type player, or do you play him and Koulibaly with just Arfield or a Jarry, or how do you mix up? It's all good problems to have for the manager. Like,
I think I'll come in. I think Al, you've just hit it absolutely on the head for me there. It depends. It changes. Whatever players you put in, it changes the midfield. So thereby, it depends who you're playing against as to what midfielders you're going to play. You take a Jarry out, you're going to take a wee bit out cut that's going forward. And I say if you put Ryan Jack in, then he's the one that's going to do. You can rely on a cover for Tavernier when he goes forward, and consequently makes us more solid. So I think it's not a problem. It's actually looking at it. It's a benefit.
It's a benefit.
Good problem to have, lads. We weren't here a month ago, were we?
Oh, you can say that again, mate. You look at the last couple of seasons, some of the players that we've had on the bench, somebody put something on social media the other day, and I can't mind what game it was now, but you look at the bench and there's guys like Ian Black and that, you're just thinking, pal, now we've got players on the bench that you can depend on. I mean, even Andy Halliday, we're talking about the midfielder, nobody's mentioned Andy Halliday.
Oh, aye.
How well Andy Halliday's played when he's been put into the midfield this season, and at left back as well, done a couple of wee stints at left back, didn't let himself or the team down. But you put him into midfield, and Steven Gerrard just seems to be getting something extra.
He must be loving it.
Halliday. Aye, absolutely. And why would
Oh,
they
it must be living the dream. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Good on him, man. Good on him.
He's been coached by a guy who was a world class midfielder, you know, and he's playing day, you know. So I mean, everybody's mentioned all the midfielders that we've got, and they were just remembered Andy Halliday as well, you know. You know, so
I think it's really important as well. I know I've not really touched on it, but I think it's very important that we have a lot of Rangers fans in that team now, because they know what it means to us guys. You know, I mean, there's Al McGregor, Rangers fan. You know, you've got through the spine of the team, Big Kyle, you know, Brian Jack, you know, Andy Halliday, Graham Dorrans. You know, there's
Scotty Arfield.
Aye, it's guys that know what it means to the club, and I think that's where the passion and the attitude is coming from. And you know, coupled with the professionalism of Steven Gerrard and his team.
I think everything you're having is coming for the manager, mate. He's a catalyst for
I know what you mean.
driving them on.
I think it is important.
How far do you think he'll go as a manager?
All the way, mate. I really do. I think he's top drawer.
I think you'll see him one day, the England manager. Or this kind of, you know, I'm not trying to compare him to Zidane, but you know, to me, he comes across with that kind of. We see a lot more of him than I have Zidane, but I follow Zidane quite closely as much as I could. They've got a lot of similarities.
He's a winner, mate. He's a winner.
That's a big thing. We've had people there that didn't know he won anything, you know. And Gerrard certainly won the European Cup. So although I know an English Premiership, but he's won a European, and he probably won it himself actually. So.
Anyway, gentlemen,
he needs to start with winning with something else first.
Aye. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Can I thank over to the bridge?
Oh, what can I say? What a marvellous evening this evening. Great discussions, well quoted for everybody. Very pleased with it. And what a result for our team yesterday. High as a kite, I'm still buzzing. Really happy. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank your good self, Bridge, and also the global ambassador, Cushy, Mount Vernon Loyal, Rudy Bear, Blue Shadow, Big Al, JFK, and McCullough, who couldn't go on. I don't know who that was, but sorry, mate, there must have been some problems with the call. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, folks.